Okay, what a great Halloween weekend, huh? I hope you enjoyed that, sporting-wise. Welcome into yournews.com, the Parker and the Man page, right there. Mark Wilson with your webcam to start November. Here we are in November. What are we, just 24 days away from Thanksgiving. 24 days, now that Halloween is over. And that was quite the spooktacular weekend, wasn't it, huh? Did you love that? The Spartans and Wolverines. If you haven't read that piece, you can. It's a combo piece on the roadkill that they were this weekend. Michigan getting drilled by Illinois and MSU just losing barely again at Minnesota. And then, of course, what am I forgetting about the MAC? Central Michigan lost for just the second time all year. You had the loss by Western Michigan. And Eastern is now 0-8 under Ron English. They got killed at Arkansas. In fact, Ryan Mallett, the former Michigan quarterback, 3 touchdown passes, and Arkansas scored 21, 21, and 21 in the first 3 quarters. 63 points for the Razorbacks, for the Hogs. Sweet! So there you go. Everybody, all the college teams lost, the big ones, 5 of them. Count them 5. MSU, Michigan, Eastern, Western, Central, all lost. And then, of course, came the Lions. Oh, man. Dude, you know what? I'm just calling you dude. I don't even know why I bother taking notes anymore. You know, just here's my notes, my game notes, you know, just nicely printed up game notes, quotes, whatever. As the Lions got beat by a previously winless team in the St. Louis Rams. What can I tell you? The play calling on both sides was horrendous. Pat Shurmur, the former Spartan, is now the offensive coordinator at St. Louis for Steve Spagnuolo. His play calling. Scott Linehan, the Lions offensive coordinator, who was offensive being the key word there, was the head coach of the Rams until, week 5 of last year. 11-25 overall with St. Louis. His play calling. Matt Stafford was back at quarterback. Calvin Johnson's still out, but does it matter? I mean, Calvin Johnson's been a part of, I think, every one of these, or at least have been on the team for this stretch of 29 losses in 31 games now. It's the worst stretch since the Oilers back in the 80s of losses over 30-plus games. Matt Millen, it's still on you, but they had a bye week, they had a chance. They had 2 weeks to get ready for this game, and they just stunk it up. It was just 17-10 the final. Steven Jackson ran like crazy in the fourth quarter, got the game-winning touchdown on a 25-yard scamper, and there's a reason why he's one of the best in the league. It's about all that Spagnuolo's got going over there. That's all you need right now for a win, especially over the Lions. First, when they broke their 17-game losing streak, the numbers are off the charts. I mean, the Lions, if you want to get better, just play the Lions. And they're now 1-6 and going nowhere fast and looking terrible doing it. We've seen it for years and decades. Blah, blah, blah. 17-10, the final. I don't know what else to say about it. It was just awful. At the end, Stafford had a shot to at least try to tie the game. Ended with incomplete, and throw out of bounds. There was nothing there. Running game, passing game. Just the defense was, I don't know, doing what you want. How good are you going to be when you can't stop Steven Jackson? Mark Bolger wasn't much of anything at quarterback. 40,000 people showed up, smallest crowd for a Detroit home game, obviously Silverdome and Ford Field, since 1989. And that was the first year of Barry. I don't know why that year, that one game, 39,000 showed up, but they did. And now 40,857 showed up, maybe, for that one. So the Lions have Seattle next at Quest Field. Then they go to see Brett Favre in Minnesota for coming back to play the Browns, and then Green Bay on Thanksgiving. So 2 road games. Here we got 2 road games. You know what? The Lions may not win another one. 1-16 might be it. Here's my game notes. Did I mention my game notes? Here's my game notes. Don't know why I do them for you, the loyal viewer of our webcams and the loyal reader of yournews.com. So check out the piece. Check that out. And as I mentioned, I did write a previous piece for this weekend on Michigan and Michigan State's road problems. Also, Josh Brown, the kicker for the Rams, threw a touchdown pass on that fake kick. So Josh Brown did something that a bunch of other quarterbacks in the NFL couldn't do. He's the kicker. He's not the quarterback of the Rams. He's the kicker. And he threw the touchdown pass, the only TD pass they got all day. The other one was the run, obviously, by Jackson. Brett Favre was phenomenal. 4 touchdown passes. Vikings beat the Packers. He goes back to Lambeau Field. Got a nice, little ovation there in Green Bay. And then beat the hide off the pack and Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers had a pretty good day. Had 3 touchdown passes, but Favre had 1 more. and the Vikings go to 7-1. Is he something at 40? What more is to be said about a guy who doesn't miss a game? Hasn't missed one since 91. God. Every time some of these numbers come up, the Lions numbers, Brett Favre's numbers. How about Ted Ginn's numbers yesterday? The Dolphins. They didn't need much offense because Ted Ginn had 2 100-yard kick returns for touchdowns in one quarter. You can read about how Wally Triplett of the Lions back in 1950 just got moved down a notch because of Ted Ginn, from Ohio State, by the way. Chris Johnson and Maurice Jones-Drew, huge days in that game at Tennessee and Jacksonville as the Titans get their first win. So there's some NFL stuff there for you. Yankees up 3-1 in the World Series. Got a chance to wrap it up tonight in Philadelphia and win their 27th World Series. A-Rod coming through the last 2 games. I have a new nickname for Alex Rodriguez. We've heard a bunch of them. If he should actually finally win a World Series. The Wings are at home now after their 5-game swing. They beat Calgary. It was a nice win on Saturday night, 3-1. And there's a name that's come up again that we might want to watch this week. If you're looking for some offense there, Ken Holland, I'll give you the name now. It's Peter Forsberg, and there's a reason why. You can check that out in the column as well. Peter Forsberg's name is back in hockey. There's a reason. So check that, as I said. And the Pistons play Orlando on Tuesday. Nice little test for them. The Magic haven't lost since last year. They won all their preseason games. Now they're 3-0 to start the season. Pistons 1-2 after that loss to the Bucks, although Ben Gordon is playing some pretty good basketball. So nice test for the Pistons before they hit the road again with the Orlando Magic coming to town. In fact, they'll play the Magic twice in this week. They play them Tuesday and then they play them again Friday, I believe, in Orlando. So lots to see. There you go. Read about the Lions and the Rams. Wow, one of the worst games in NFL history. Josh Brown's feat of throwing a touchdown pass as a kicker. Brett Favre's 4 TDs. More stuff in the NFL. Some big days from some big guys. Yanks can chance to win the World Series tonight. Pop the champagne for the Yankees again. Yay! And Wings and Pistons stuff as well. It's all there for you on the Parker Demand page, yournews.com, as we begin the month of November. Happy navigating, everybody.